Organic garlic can be pretty expensive, but today I'll plant enough to last us a whole year without spending much money at all. Hey, bud. Good boy. Over the past few years, I've spent quite a bit of money on organic seed garlic from online suppliers, but this year I've decided to return to my more frugal ways and grow a lot of garlic without spending much at all. To make this possible, I'm going to do three things. First, I saved some of our July harvest of music garlic to plant a new crop. Second, I bought organic garlic from the grocery store to plant. And third, as always, I'm amending the soil only with compost, vermicompost, and mulch from free local resources. The only potential downside to this approach is that unlike garlic from a supplier, the garlic we're using isn't certified disease-free. Despite this, we've had great results using this approach and haven't seen any disease issues with our garlic. I'll get started by planting music garlic. As I go, I'll share how we plant garlic, as well as elaborate on how we keep costs down. If, like us, you live in a colder climate, you can plant garlic in mid-autumn. We always plant ours between mid and late October. If you live in a warmer climate, on the other hand, you can wait until early winter to plant. When you properly store and cure your garlic harvest, you can save some of the bulbs to plant the next crop. I save the largest, healthiest bulbs to plant, and wait until I'm ready to plant before separating the cloves. When I separate them, I'm careful to keep the wrappers on. Each clove will produce a whole bulb, so the 7 cloves from this bulb of music garlic, when planted, will produce 7 whole bulbs. In all, I'll plant 61 cloves of organic music garlic today, which will cost about $24 from an online supplier. So saving some of our July harvest to plant now definitely helps keep our gardening costs down. Before planting, I'll amend the soil with worm castings from our worm bins. This is a very high quality soil amendment that, other than the initial investment in composting worms several years ago, cost us absolutely nothing to produce. Garlic prefers fertile, well-drained soil with plenty of organic matter and a pH between 6 and 7. Though I'm adding worm castings today, I sometimes use homemade compost instead. Both are made from free local resources, which keeps our costs down. I won't be adding any store-bought fertilizers or amendments. After scratching the worm castings into the soil surface, I start planting. Garlic grows best in full sun but tolerates partial shade. I chose this location because it gets about 7 hours of direct sun, which is about as good as it gets in our garden. I plant the cloves with the pointy side up and the blunt side down to a depth of about 3 inches, and I space them about 4 inches apart. With 61 cloves planted, we should have more than enough music garlic for eating and planting next year, and we shouldn't have to buy more expensive seed garlic. Now I'll plant the organic soft-neck garlic that I bought at the grocery store. When planting garlic from the store, it's important to buy organic, because conventional garlic is sprayed with sprout inhibitors, which could negatively impact results. I bought just over a pound of organic soft-neck garlic for $6.53. This is pretty expensive for garlic, but an equal amount of certified garlic from an online supplier would run about $25. This purchase yielded 105 large cloves for planting, plus many smaller cloves that I kept to use in meals. After amending the soil with worm castings, I followed the same planting procedure as before. Consistent with my strategy of planting in polycultures to minimize pest and disease issues, I planted the garlic in a variety of locations around the garden instead of in a single bed. I also avoided planting where garlic has grown the last couple years. Some of the areas I planted will be protected by cold frames and low tunnels during the cold months. We've grown garlic under protection before and have noticed slightly earlier harvests as a result. Soft-neck garlic is often less cold-hardy than hard-neck varieties like music, so the extra protection certainly won't hurt, especially if we have a very cold winter. We'll also mulch all of the garlic soon to protect it from the cold. The leaves have just started to fall here, and soon I'll be mulching all of our garlic with a thick layer of free autumn leaves. The leaves will protect the garlic from the cold in winter, suppress weeds in the spring, and increase soil friability by promoting earthworm activity. I hope you enjoyed this look at how we grow a lot of garlic at a very low cost. By saving seed garlic from our last harvest, growing organic garlic from the grocery store, and by using soil amendments from free local resources, we're able to keep our costs to a bare minimum. With an investment of just $6.53 this year, we'll have as many as 105 bulbs of soft-neck garlic and 61 bulbs of music garlic to harvest next July. 166 bulbs for $6.53. That's not too shabby. For more detailed information on growing, curing, and storing garlic, please see this link. Hey, pretty boy. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe for more videos on how to grow a lot of food on a little land without spending much or working harder than you have to.